I'd played lots of sports when I was younger, but roller skating is the only sport that's really resonated with me on lots of levels. It's a great way to exercise, meet new people. You can do it in all different forms, whether it's just a street skate, playing a competitive sport like roller derby, or going to the ramps and skating. My name's Samara Pepperell, or Lady Trample, and I run Chicks and Bowls. Chicks and Bowls started kind of a little bit by accident. I was introduced into ramp skating by a friend of mine called Michelle. I was taking her on a tour of the city and we went past a skate park and she asked if I'd ever been in one of my quads, and I said no and kind of looked at her a bit laughably like, why? She jumped on a ramp and sort of showed me what she could do, and I was instantly blown away. So she taught me how to ramp skate that day, and then we started going every day. Pretty much for the next month we were at the park any time that we were both free. And then we formed a really small crew of about 10 skaters that were local. And it was one day that we were at the park, she actually said to me, it's really cool seeing all of these chicks and bowls. Well, when it first started, it was just a page for me and my friends to share little videos and pics on, and it initially was just intended for the group of those 10 of us to post up. But it started to grow in international attention, I suppose is the best way to put it, and we noticed that we were getting posts shared from all around the world. When it first started, I was also making a small run of t-shirts, which was just to go out to those of us that were closely involved, as well as anyone that sort of knew me and could get in touch. Since then, we've turned it into a full-scale company. At the time that Chicks and Bowls was created, I was doing my BFA, majoring in graphic design, and I come from a family of punters, so when my friend said Chicks and Bowls, I kind of had this like funny idea of doing the logo with these girls' legs coming out of it and a girl doing a handstand, or what we in skate park skating call a ho-ho. And then I thought it would be really funny to do a set of chopsticks coming out of the logo. That's my idea of, throwing a bit of humour into it. But the whole logo was actually just a bit of a joke. It was just for me and my little group of skaters and our little girl gang. So I find it quite funny that this is now the logo that is represents an internationally recognised brand. For the first few years, me and my partner kind of shared the work, so he would bring home the bacon and I would do the work for the company, or sort of the main administration. It's gotten to the point now where we both take a small income, which kind of balances my lifestyle, but I also do a bit of freelance graphic design on the side just to make up for the money that I don't earn doing a normal job. We've also started what's called chapters. So these crews are spread out all around the world. We've got 237 of them, and they basically run as local hubs that grow the sport locally. It's a really awesome group of skaters, and it's all run within the community, so the skaters that are involved are all doing it just for the love of it. But if you get in touch with your local chapter, they host meetups monthly. They basically give you an opportunity to enter the sport in a really safe way, because I think for me, as a female, entering a skate park can be quite an intimidating environment. If you've never been to a park before, it's often filled with skaters and you don't really know your way around it. And so it gives you a point of reference to come into, someone to kind of teach you a little bit about the etiquette, a little bit about safety, how to get started, give you some coaching tips, brush your butt off when you fall over, and kind of laugh with you about the thrills and spills that can happen. So it just creates a really nice opportunity for you to get in and have a safe place to learn, and that's what the chapters are all about. I've had to wear a lot of hats I wasn't prepared to wear. It all kind of started off as a bit of a joke between me and my friends, and I've now managed 13 skate team members. We've got crews all over the world, so there's all sorts of language barriers that we've had to come across. The main thing that we do with the chapters is that we encourage inclusivity, so we've had a couple of scenarios in which the people that have founded the chapters haven't necessarily been the most inclusive. So I've had to talk to them about that, and most of the time it's been a really easy fix. But there has been one or two chapters that we've had to shut down or hand management over to someone else just based on issues we were dealing with. But all in all, it's actually been a really fun and thrilling experience. I've had some really cool coaching gigs. I've been flown around the world to go and coach ramp skating, and it's just a really fun opportunity to share something that I'm so passionate about with people. My favourite thing to do on ramps is probably a ho-ho, which is the handstand. It took me a really long time to get it. I've been skating since November 2012, and I could coach countless people. I think I taught probably about 15 people how to do the trick before I could personally perform it. I understood the physics, I could tell people exactly what they needed to do to get their body up there, but it took me a really long time to actually achieve myself. So it's a really satisfying trick in terms of how I personally feel when I do it. And it's just kind of fun. It's a really freeing feeling. Who doesn't love doing a handstand? And it's even cooler when you do one being flown out of a bowl.
Found your case. Ooh, found your case. Ooh, found your case.
I love skating because it's a sense of freedom. I've always wanted an opportunity to go into skate parks, and skateboards never really made sense to me. It was the only sort of method to me that made sense. It was something that I could easily do and was naturally quite good at, and allowed me to enter an environment that I've always wanted to be a part of.